guys, how are we doing today? I'm going to try this again. I recorded like 30 minutes of painting. I noticed I wasn't recording. Anyway, so here's what I did do. Oh, the light sucks. Anyway, I'm painting the black on these guys, so I'm only gonna do one because I already did two on camera. But you know what? We'll just make it a shorter video instead. Just do one and call it good. Just make sure the camera is facing correctly. Look at this professionalism right here. Oh yeah. So I already did the sandy spots. Now we're doing black. Black's the most it's you're gonna put the most on it besides the green and the brown, because the boots and the gun and the weapon all, and the grill and the soft spots are all part of the black. So what I normally do is I just go through the small things first, and then I can work up to the bigger things. So the grill here, and then of course since they're jump pack guys, I have it on the I'm going to try to keep these painting sit and paints down to like 15 minutes. Or at a good stopping point. Because, one, my poor little computer does not like rendering video very well, I found out. It's old. I had to put Linux on it to keep running. By the way, if you guys are interested in getting out of Windows, going to Linux Mint was a pretty smooth transition for me. There's a few things you can't do on Linux, of course, but you could probably adapt to it pretty quick. So I usually do a three-prong little squigglies. I just use the natural. I don't support my hand, so the squigglies kind of happen naturally. As I said, I don't support my hand. I just naturally support it because I'm so used to doing it. And the rule for the black on this is to go across the tan parts here. I'm gonna try to change the mode of my. There we go. I might come out a little better on the. You think after doing this the second time, I could figure out a better way of. Now with the sergeant, I paint their helmets all black, so they're easily identifiable on the tabletop. You know, in all reality, you wouldn't do that. You know, you'd want your leaders to kind of blend in, but this ain't reality. This is sci-fi fantasy. So we have Space Marines that are painted in beautiful, wonderful colors that can, I don't know, spot them out a mile away, and they have little targets on them. But it's fantasy. It doesn't have to be real. We're here to get away from real life for just a few minutes, you know, while I get back into it. This is why men need hobbies. You just need to get away from it for a few minutes. And then I think there's even been studies, I'm not sure, I'll have to look this up again, but I think I've found studies that said men that have hobbies actually come up with better ideas when they get in the workforce or back at their job or whatever. Especially if you're in those highfalutin jobs, you know, those white collar jobs, you know, where you need to come up with ideas to make sure other people are working and still creating jobs. I'm talking about the people that create jobs, not just people that just sit around and do nothing. And then, of course, those blue collar guys. That's who I use. I mean, that's what I was. I was a blue collar guy. They have to think of different styles of getting things done. Boss says get it done, and he doesn't tell you how. You just need to get it done. Those guys I have mad respect for. We all have our part to play. Some people get mad at this, but in a lot of ways, we're just not equal in things. Equal at work. Some people have to play the boss. Some people have to play the grunt. There's nothing wrong with that. That should be celebrated either way. Some people just ain't smart. Some people are just can't figure out how to put things together. God all built us differently for a reason, so we all can work together in society. And some people can take the high stress of running. I'm going to use a bigger paintbrush on that. Yeah, I was a low guy. I'm still the low guy. I'm not gonna probably ever be like the high paying guy, but that's okay. That's not my place. We all have our place, and we just need to learn where our place is. Because God set us there. He gave us. If you ever listen to the parable and the talents, one guy got 10 talents, one guy got 5, one guy got 1. The thing is to build your talents up and to be responsible with what you have. If you're not responsible with what you have, then why did God give it to you in the first place? Sometimes that takes time. It takes time to learn. What is your place, especially when you're in your 20s. Besides my health, I would never want to be in my 20s again. Or my 30s. But one thing I do appreciate about my 20s is having my children. 20s and 30s, I had my children. I couldn't imagine. I have a little one now, but man, having all of them at that young age, now I'd be tired. I'm tired now with a little one. But they are joy. They're hard work, but they're joy. And I would tell anybody who wants to have children to have them as early as possible, because you have the energy to keep going. And no, you're not going to make any less mistakes as you're older than you're younger. I just make different mistakes now. Anybody that, especially those non-parent guys, that say, well, you should do it this way, and they don't have any kids of their own. It's like, you have no idea. And sometimes their advice is okay, but a lot of times they're speaking out of ignorance. Especially them highfalutin doctors. They think, they do some research and they think they know it all, and it's like, you have no idea. So you're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with those children. Oh, look, I missed a whole leg. Guess I need to go back and do that leg. Just enjoying talking to you guys, I guess. Talking to myself, maybe. All 3 of you that subscribe. I think one of the subscribers is my other channel, my normal one, just because I wanted to make sure I don't miss any of your guys' comments. So I have that channel to keep an eye on my own channel. So yeah, I think there's only 3 of you. That's okay. Well, it's going to take time for me to get my own in this anyway, so I don't even know what I'm doing with this yet. I'm thinking about doing maybe some battle reports of different games. I tried to do a video the other day. My computer is on the fritz, like I said earlier, and I had this. I figured out how to put a PDF on the computer, talk through it, and everything else, and then my audio jack decided to quit. So I gotta check into some other technologies to see if. I guess there's USB microphones now. See, I'm so far back behind. I used to be all in technology. I used to build my computers and everything, and now it's just frustrating to me how fast things move. And I only go to it if I absolutely need to. You know, it's like I didn't have Bluetooth forever, so didn't even care for it. Didn't even, my audio jacks were fine, and then all of a sudden, cell phones don't have audio jacks. I'm like, oh, so I gotta get used to this Bluetooth stuff. Which they're fine. They're easy. They're, it's just change. Get used to one thing. In a lot of ways, I don't think humans are designed to change as often as we do nowadays. I think we change way too fast nowadays. As far as like how things work, when days were slower, we understood where we belonged in the universe. There's a guy I like to watch called Medieval Mindset. It's actually a pretty good channel of just trying to learn how the medievals thought and how humans knew where they belonged. And there was a sense of accomplishment with that. The Middle Ages weren't dark. There was a lot of things going on there. A lot of technology improvements, a lot of life improvements. Well, sounds like my little one's up. And you could probably hear them. Well, hi. There's my family. But anyway, we're almost done here. I'm just going to do for a few more minutes. Just finish this guy up and then maybe just do a little bit of talking, and then I will... I have to do some family stuff, so... I was supposed to get this done earlier, like I said, but I forgot to hit record. Anyway, I think that's about done. I might do just a little touch up. I was getting a little low on the black. But if you can see... Yep, the wrong way. Let's see if I could push the light a little better. Yeah. And then maybe I can do it... my camera's awfully grainy. Maybe I'll take some pictures too. I'll see if I can put pictures in there and work on them. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. I will be praying for you guys, and God bless. Thank you very much.